one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story is brought to us by Newsweek magazine. A woman wearing medical scrubs was forcibly removed from her car by federal immigration agents in Key Largo, Florida. During the incident, which occurred last Wednesday morning, the woman could be heard shouting she was a U.S. citizen as agents detained her. Under the Trump administration's aggressive deportation push, there have been dozens of reports of U.S. citizens being questioned or detained by ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, raising concerns over racial profiling, the agency's practices and enforcement criteria. The incident occurred around 9:15 a.m. on U.S. Route 1 in front of the Pink Plaza at mile marker 103 in Key Largo, according to the Miami Herald.
The incident filmed by a Miami Herald reporter who got a tip that ICE was conducting a traffic stop enforcement operation in Key Largo. It shows a woman in medical scrubs being stopped by ICE and Customs and Border Patrol agents, being pulled out of her car and wrestled to the ground as they attempt to handcuff her. As agents try to restrain the woman and place her in their vehicle, she can be heard pleading to agents and screaming to those watching that she is an American citizen. Take a listen. The Miami Herald reports that officials say the unidentified woman was detained because she refused to roll down her window or provide her driver's license. The officials also say that she was initially pulled over because she was driving her boyfriend's car, who they claim is an undocumented immigrant. The paper reports that agents later found her license in the car and confirmed that she is in fact a U.S. citizen. She was released afterward.
The spokesperson said that on the morning of December 3rd, Border Patrol, in coordination with CBP's air and marine operations, the Florida Highway Patrol, and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, carried out targeted immigration enforcement operation in the Florida Keys. The operation led to the arrest of 14 individuals in the U.S. illegally, some of whom have criminal histories of domestic violence, battery, and illegal reentry following deportation. The spokesperson added that those arrested would remain in ICE custody pending removal or deportation. Multiple federal agencies, including ICE, CBP, that's Border Patrol, the Drug Enforcement Administration, the FBI, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, are being mobilized to carry out immigration operations as the Trump administration conducts increased arrests and deportations. Adam Linhart, the director of media relations at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, told Newsweek magazine this stop was conducted by federal law enforcement. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office was called to the scene to help keep the peace and keep traffic flowing. Ain't that sweet? Customs and Border Protection spokesperson Alan Regalado said in a statement, she refused to cooperate and identify herself with all levels of law enforcement there. Miami Herald reporter David Goodhue told WSVN they pulled her out and cuffed her. She was screaming. At one point, she said she's a U.S. citizen. Then they put her onto one of their SUVs, and then about 10 minutes later, they let her go. Now, I don't know, exactly how you guys will feel about this, but, entering the factor that she was driving her boyfriend's car. He allegedly is an undocumented alien that's here unlawfully in the United States. So this is kind of a tricky one, because if she was driving her boyfriend's car, who's an undocumented alien, or as they say, illegal immigrant, yet she's a U.S. citizen and they're pulling her out of the car, she's like, I'm a U.S. citizen. Now, as far as failing to identify herself, although she was screaming, I'm a U.S. citizen. If she had given her driver's license, could they identify her as a U.S. citizen? That's where it gets a little tricky. The bottom line here, though, is they are stopping U.S. citizens for no reason and asking them to identify. San Joaquin Valley Transparency. He's a guy on YouTube. And I watched one of his videos. And I saw the video. Otherwise, I would have kind of been like, maybe. No, I saw the video. And they had this Mexican woman, and she was in tears. And Border Patrol, it wasn't ICE, it was Border Patrol. And they had her pulled over, and they were like going, and finally they just let her go. And she was in tears, and she said, I'm a U.S. citizen. Why is this happening to me? I was born here in California. And San Joaquin Valley Transparency was trying to ask them questions. And finally a sergeant came over and he's like, you have some questions? He goes, why would you do that? She's a U.S. citizen. Why did you? He goes, well, we don't know unless we ask. He goes, so you're stopping brown people. He goes, we're stopping people that appear to be Mexican, of Mexican descent. I forget the term he used, but Mexicans basically. And we want to ensure that they are U.S. citizens. He goes, but you're just stopping every Mexican? And the sergeant said, well, we won't know unless we ask. Did you hear that? We won't know unless we ask them. Well, that happened in 1939 in Berlin, Germany. It did. Show me your papers. I want to know that you are a German citizen and not a Jew. If you do not show me your papers, you go on the train. Yeah. And we're seeing it again right now in the United States of America. Show me your papers. Either you show me you're a U.S. citizen or you go on the bus. Ja, mein Führer. That's where we're at, guys. And you can hate on me. You can argue with me. Anything you want. But I've seen the videos. If I hadn't seen the videos, then I'd be more like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Why would they do that? I've seen the videos, and every time my jaw drops, like, are you kidding me? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, this is still the United States of America, right? We still have the right to live free. No, we don't. You're only as free as law enforcement and federal agents will allow you to be. If they don't want you to be free, they'll come up with some freaking crime or suspicion or something to say you're not free. You're not free to go.